Welcome, it's Denome, and welcome to this crypto update. As you can see, Bitcoin is now trading below $100,000 at 97,500, and it is still going down as I'm making this video. We had a move to the downside to 96,800. We had a small bounce from there, but right now we are above this trend line here. So I actually do expect some kind of a relief right now. If we just go down and dive to the downside, that is obviously possible. But right now, there's just so much liquidity above us, and we are at extreme fear levels that I actually think we are going to get a bounce to the upside first, and then we might actually continue further to the downside. Now, this is actually playing out almost exactly like I showed you in my previous update. So here is a screenshot of my previous update. I showed you guys that it's likely that we head back to these lows here of these weeks before we head higher. But right now that is currently playing out, but the market has actually shifted. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So first, let me talk about the news, then we will look at the fundamentals and all that afterwards. Now, the big thing that happened from my last update is that the government of United States has now opened up. So Donald Trump has signed a bill which ended the longest government shutdown in US history. Now the bill only lasts for a couple of months. So in January 30th, we will be heading into the same problem once again. So let's see how that actually plays out. Personally, I feel like Donald Trump will have a lot of problems keeping the government open because he is losing support left and right everywhere at the moment because of the Epstein files, because of the wars he is engaging in, and obviously for covering for Israel. So a lot of people are losing faith in Trump. So let's see how that plays out. And the first thing that they do after they open up the government is they had a private meeting with Trump and top Wall Street executives. And in that meeting, they talked about broad economic future. And after that meeting, what happened is the price of Bitcoin started to dump very fast. So that doesn't scream corruption at all, right? It's completely coincidental. And after that, Pete Hegseth came on X and announced that they will now announce Operation Southern Spear. So this mission will defend our homeland, removes narco-terrorists from our hemisphere, and secures our homeland from drugs that are killing our people. The Western Hemisphere is America's neighborhood, and we will protect it. So this is essentially an announcement of war, and they will attack Venezuela. Like I told you guys in previous updates, there's like a 90% chance that they will attack Venezuela. It seems like it might actually happen either this weekend or next week from where I'm looking at things. They moved their largest, most expensive carrier to Venezuela, and it is sitting right next to Venezuela as I'm making this video. So the strike could happen at any moment in time. Most likely they will have some infiltrations in Venezuelan government. Some people will try to betray the leadership of the Venezuelan government. There will be probably some missiles flying, some special forces attacks, and a lot of chaos. And we will see if they are able to topple down the government or not. Now, from Donald Trump's perspective, he's losing support everywhere, left and right. He lost a couple of wars this year already against Iran and against Yemen. So right now he wants a quick victory before the midterms. So this is how I believe this war has been sold to Trump, is that you can take out the drug problem in the United States with this attack. You will establish the they call deterrence, but essentially it means dominance by attacking Venezuela. It will weaken BRICS countries and all of these things, and they believe they can finish this operation before the midterms of next year, because by midterms, if he has pocketed this victory, in his mind he will have gained more support from the American public, and then he's a victorious hero. But I don't think that's going to play out as he thinks, but I believe that's how it has been sold to Donald Trump. But anyway, what this essentially means is that we will find the bottom after the strike on Venezuela has begun, and a couple of days later, when the dust has settled, and we will start to see how this situation plays out. If we start to see that the government of Venezuela capitulates very quickly, then I think we will have a quick recovery. But if it starts to look like the USA will be bogged down in this fight, then actually we might be heading into a bear market. So that's just my quick analysis of it. Obviously, I know nothing. I'm just telling you guys what I see. So that's happening there. And the third thing that is happening with the price right now is that MicroStrategy is currently trading below 1 MNAV, which it has never done before. And this is scary. I made a couple of videos explaining how eventually MicroStrategy pyramid scheme will come to an end, and now it seems to actually play out. Now, it doesn't mean it will end yet, but currently, as you can see from the MNAV number, a lot of people are losing faith in MicroStrategy. So, like this person here has absolute cope with how MicroStrategy business actually works, and he's completely wrong here. So, what you can see from this post here, I'll just quickly read it and then I will comment on it. So, currently the market is valuing MicroStrategy software business as worth $0. Holding $64 billion of Bitcoin and growing their supply is worth zero. Ability to keep buying more Bitcoin is worth zero. And the Bitcoin held is worth less than 1-to-1 to their treasury. So that is currently where MicroStrategy is sitting at. But what he is not saying in this post is the most important thing, which is the expiry dates. Because without the expiry dates, this would be completely correct, this analysis that the market is undervaluing MicroStrategy. But because of expiry dates, market is adding a lot of risk into the MicroStrategy stock that he is not saying in this post at all. So you should watch the videos I made about MicroStrategy before to see how that actually plays out. But essentially, MNAV means that you have, if it's 1 MNAV, it means that the Bitcoin holdings are the same market cap as the market cap of your share price. If it's below MNAV, then suddenly your business value is below the value of Bitcoin in your treasury. Now, what is the risk here is the MicroStrategy has issued something called convertible notes with 0% interest rate, which means that pension funds and institutions were able to buy Bitcoin with essentially a gamble. And the gamble is you either get your money back, so it's a money back guarantee after 4 years of holding this convertible note, or if the price of the share has gone up, then you can convert the shares or the convertible notes into the shares of the stock, and you will pocket the price increase of the stock price from when you bought the convertible note. So essentially, it's either $0 you win or you double your money, essentially. And right now, the problem is that when these convertible notes expire, well, either they're going to be sell pressure for the stock price if everything goes as planned. But in the flip side, if the value of Bitcoin in the treasury goes down and the share price goes down, then they will have to find cash to pay back the investment that the companies have made. And let's say Bitcoin was trading at $100,000 when the convertible note was issued. Now, if the price of Bitcoin is $50,000, who is going to give new debt? Where can they find cash? Well, they cannot find cash because they don't have cash because they have converted all of the cash to Bitcoin. Now, who is going to give them another loan? If they can get a loan, that will be great, obviously. But what at price will they get the loan? What interest rate? Will they pay 10% interest rate on the loan? Will they get pay 20% interest rate? And if they are not able to get a debt with favorable terms, then they will have to force sell Bitcoin from their treasury. And if they have to force sell Bitcoin from their treasury, then who is going to buy the stock after that? Obviously, everybody is going to sell their share prices. And then the future convertible notes, when they will about to expire as well, everybody knows that they're not going to get their money back from MicroStrategy. And that's the doom loop that is waiting for MicroStrategy. Unless the price of Bitcoin continues to go higher, then everything will be fine once again. So just to quickly give you the dates here, which are important. So even though MicroStrategy is trading below 1 MNAV right now, it is not in imminent danger. So I'm not expecting it to blow this year. And even next year, even if the price of MicroStrategy drops by 50%, is still in no danger because the first convertible notes come to expire in 2028. So it's still a long way from now. Let's see, optional repurchase by holders on September 15th, 2027. So even that is 2 years from now. So there's no issue right now with MicroStrategy. Right now, it could actually even be at a discount, but this is what many of these MicroStrategy maximalists never say, is that the business, it's a gamble essentially with leverage, but the leverage is not the same as some other people say, which is that if the price of the stock or if price of Bitcoin drops by 50%, then everything is over after that. No, as long as they have enough cash to fulfill these obligations, then it's fine. And if the price of Bitcoin goes higher, then it's fine. But if we get the perfect storm, then the price of MicroStrategy price can go to near zero. So that's essentially the problem with MicroStrategy right now and why the price is below 1 MNAV. Now let's see how Michael Saylor actually reacts to this. But a lot of people from this news is now front selling and offloading the risk of MicroStrategy stock because they are thinking, okay, if it can go below 1, then what's stopping it from going below 0.5? Because it can definitely go there as well. What's stopping it from going to 0.3? Well, it's just if enough people continue to buy the stock, then everything is good. But if people start to speculate and think that they are not able to fulfill their obligations, then it can go to 0.3. So all I'm saying is that this is what's causing the most of the panic right now is the Venezuela situation, the MicroStrategy situation, and obviously the fear and greed index is just on the gutter right now. So now let's talk about fundamentals. That was essentially the news that are currently affecting the price here. So first off, for the fundamentals, looking at the Bitcoin liquidation map, you can currently see that most of the liquidations are above us. So if the price of Bitcoin goes to $107,000, then about $5 billion, $6 billion worth of shorters will get liquidated from this market. So right now, it just makes sense to actually be long Bitcoin from this perspective. The same is true if we take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Let's change this to, let's take 1 month view. Well, most of the liquidations are above us according to this chart here, but that's not really too informing. I guess the better chart was this one here. That's there. And when we take a look at the spot order book depth, you can currently see that there's a lot of limit buy orders currently stacking up right at this price level. So this is showing clear support from limit buyers, and limit buyers are typically your whales. So whales are buying this dip as I'm speaking. So we can see this buy currently happening. What is the delta right now? $106 million delta. And another thing to look at when you take a look at the spot order book depth is to overall take a look at the the amount of limit sell orders in the order books. You can see that they are diminishing. If you were to draw a line from here, it would go to the upside here, which means that the amount of sellers is continuously diminishing, But meanwhile, when we take a look, when we look at the buyers, you can see that the buyers are actually increasing. So right now it just looks like we are gonna head for a short-term bounce in the short term. Now, futures markets are currently predicting also that the price will have a bounce, but they were wrong multiple times. Well, not wrong necessarily, but uh, just seeing a lot of futures buyers here as well. So essentially, everybody's buying. Whales are buying, futures markets are buying, and we have this. Uh, we have this support line here as well. So it just seems like this is going to be a support level here. Now, there is potential if we take a look at the chart here. We go to take a look at the futures markets. You can see that there was this open CME gap here at $97,000, and that has now been filled. So this CME gap has been filled. So I would imagine that many whales have actually bought this price here as well. The next CME gap is at 92K, and I believe that is gonna get filled as well, but not yet. I believe that will come after the Venezuela attack, or when insiders essentially sell right before the invasion starts. Now, why do I believe 92K will be a local bottom? Is when we draw another trend line from here to here, you can see that this trend line here, right now, the low price is about 92K. So if we go, let's say we have a bounce from here to like 103, 105, something like that, then we can head for 92K. Take out that CME gap. Maybe it gets front run and we don't go this low, but from here we get the bounce back to the upside after the invasion has started. So that is essentially what I'm currently expecting. Now, if you just want to play it safe, you probably just want to be sidelined until the invasion has started or the fear of the invasion has started. Another reason, eventually, this is like a spring that is currently being loaded, is we have this trend line, and this trend line, they are essentially coming to a halt. So if we have something like a move here, a move out of that trend line to these lows, people get bearish, then they get trapped here, then we have finally the move to the upside. Then for next year, we can look for a new high here, and maybe like 120K, something like that. That's another liquidation zone there for start of next year, and then we actually head lower, and that's when the bear market really starts. That's currently what I'm seeing from the charts. Now, again, I could be completely wrong here, but that's what I'm seeing, so that's what I'm sharing with you guys as well. Now, just to give you guys a quick update from my previous update, from my previous video, I have closed this short here. So I was shorting this esports token here in the video that I showed you guys, the new meta in crypto, these scam pumps to the upside, these liquidation moves. So I was shorting here, the price fell to the downside, so I closed my short position, and now it has recovered once again. So now I'm actually thinking to short this esports once again. So I haven't actually taken a look at the funding rate on this, but shorting seems to be the best play to play the market as of now. Now, there's a lot of risks involved with that strategy as well. Mainly, if you short the market, and let's say you short from $100,000, and the price of Bitcoin goes to $1,000 all the way down here, you would expect that you get 99x return on your capital, but in reality, you only get 99% return on your capital. So from 1,000 to is essentially you have to minus $100,000 minus $1,000, and that's your return if you short from $100,000. So the upside or the profit level for shorting is much lower, because with upside, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, then you from 100,000, then you 10x your capital, you get 1,000% return. So it's just much riskier to short than to long. And also, obviously, the downside risk for shorting is much, much higher because there's no limit how high a price of an asset can go. So if you are shorting anything in the world, just make sure you understand how that works because the risks are insane with shorting. But anyway, that's basically my update for you guys today. Hope you got some value out of it, and let's hope that my bounce play here actually plays out. And then I hope the invasion starts as soon as possible so we can get that out of our minds. But there's, I guess, one more thing that I do want to include in this video is that some hedge funds start to look really dangerously bad as of now. So I might make a separate video about that, but some hedge funds seem to be closing down as of making this video. I haven't looked too much into that, but that's something that I'm gonna look after making this video. So anyway, that's the update. Thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.